Have you ever stood up in the morning only to feel like your legs forgot how to work overnight? Maybe you reach for the knit stand to steady yourself, or you shuffle a bit before your knees finally wake up. If that's you, you're not alone. Millions of seniors experience this quiet erosion of strength day after day, and most chalk it up to age. But what if I told you that your legs aren't giving up on you? They're simply asking for the right kind of wake-up call? Here's the thing. Most people don't realize that the first 10 minutes of your morning have the power to either rebuild or drain your leg muscles. That stiffness, that weakness, that just got old feeling, it's not permanent. And there's one incredibly simple stretch that can reset the signal between your brain and your body, all in under 60 seconds. We're going to walk you through it, but also we'll reveal the common mistake people make before stretching that actually makes muscle loss worse, and how to avoid it. Let's talk honestly about something most people avoid: the silent frustration of feeling weaker than you used to be. Not sick, not injured, just slower, stiffer, and strangely tired from the simplest things. Standing up from the couch, lifting your legs to step over the tub, walking up a few stairs and feeling like you've just climbed a hill. The loss isn't dramatic at first. In fact, that's what makes it dangerous, because it happens in whispers, not shouts. Until one day, you realize you're adjusting your life around your legs, not because you want to, but because you feel like you have to. Many seniors wake up with this very feeling. A kind of morning heaviness in the legs. Not pain, exactly. More like resistance. Like your muscles are working through glue. You may even stretch a little, maybe bend over or lift your arms, but it doesn't quite do the trick. And so the pattern continues. The stiffness leads to less movement. Less movement leads to more weakness. More weakness leads to instability. And that, eventually, leads to fear, the fear of falling. Here's the truth no one tells you. The human body was designed to move. Muscles don't just need nutrients to stay strong. They need signals, commands, wake-up calls from your nervous system that say, it's time to work. When those signals get lazy, your muscles do too. But the catch is, you have to send those signals the right way, or your body won't listen. That's why doing the wrong stretch, or worse, no stretch at all, can actually reinforce the weakness over time. And what's heartbreaking is how often this issue gets brushed off. Doctors may tell you, it's just age. Friends might say, that happens to everyone. But none of that makes it easier when you find yourself gripping countertops just to feel stable, or when you feel embarrassed at how slowly you move compared to others, or when you silently hope no one notices how long it takes you to get out of a car. There's another layer to this that people don't talk about enough. When you lose strength in your legs, you don't just lose physical power. You lose confidence. The kind of confidence that lets you say yes to a spontaneous walk, or a trip to the grocery store, or dancing at your granddaughter's wedding. That loss over time chips away at your independence. And that's when the real danger begins, not just to your health, but to your spirit. But what if the solution wasn't about buying expensive equipment or joining a gym? What if, instead, it started with something you could do before your morning coffee, while still in your pajamas even? A simple movement, a conscious breath, a stretch so powerful that it doesn't just wake up your muscles. It reteaches them how to respond, how to fire, how to hold you up without effort or pain. Most people think muscle power is about lifting weights or doing long workouts. But in truth, especially for seniors, the foundation of muscle power starts with activation. It's like trying to run a race without turning on the engine. No matter how hard you push the pedal, nothing happens unless the ignition fires. That's what your body is waiting for each morning. Ignition. And here's something you should know. The older you get, the longer your muscles take to respond unless you actively engage them. But that doesn't mean they're broken. It just means they need a different kind of care, kind of morning check-in that says, I'm still here. Let's move together. Now imagine how different your day would feel if, instead of struggling out of bed, you felt your legs support you the moment you stood up. If your knees felt stable, your steps felt firm, and your body trusted itself again. That kind of shift doesn't require magic. It requires a method, and that method starts with the right kind of stretch. Let's go deeper into why this problem happens and why it's more urgent than most people realize. For many seniors, the moment they stop moving, their muscles begin to fade. But it doesn't happen overnight. It happens gradually, sometimes so quietly you don't notice until you're already in the danger zone. Maybe you started avoiding stairs because they made your knees ache. Then came the cane, just for those bad days. Before long, you're sitting more than standing, choosing the closest parking spot, or saying no to outings you would have loved just a few years ago. You tell yourself it's just temporary, but your muscles are listening, and they're taking notes. You see, inactivity isn't just resting. It's a signal to the body that says, I don't need this strength anymore. And your body, being as smart as it is, obeys. Slowly, the nerve signals to your muscles start to weaken. Your blood flow becomes sluggish, your joints stiffen, and the strength you once had gets harder to retrieve. It's like your legs are trying to move through molasses, and the more you sit still, the stickier it gets. But here's the scariest part. After the age of 50, we lose about 1 to 2% of muscle mass each year if we're not actively working to keep it. And that decline accelerates with age. By the time you're in your 70s or 80s, even a small fall or a week in bed due to illness can lead to dramatic losses in leg strength, sometimes up to 20% in just a few days. That's not just numbers. That's the difference between standing on your own and needing help to get up from a chair. And it's not only about strength. There's another villain at play: balance. You've probably noticed it. That little sway when you reach for something high, or the unexpected stumble when you turn around too quickly. These aren't just clumsy moments. They're signs your body is struggling to coordinate itself. That coordination relies heavily on strong, responsive leg muscles and joints that are flexible and awake, especially first thing in the morning. Have you ever tried to take your first few steps after getting out of bed and felt like your legs weren't quite ready to move? That hesitation isn't in your head. It's your muscles and joints trying to reboot after hours of being still. And if they're already weak, that morning moment becomes a daily risk. What's more, poor circulation compounds everything. As we age, our blood vessels naturally lose some elasticity. Add in a sedentary lifestyle, and your lower legs, especially calves and feet, may not be getting the oxygen-rich blood they need to perform. That's why you might feel tingling, heaviness, or even leg cramps at night. Those are all whispers from your body saying, we need help. But the world isn't built for this conversation. Most health advice is too generic or focused on young, athletic bodies. Just exercise more doesn't cut it when bending down feels like a challenge. And let's be honest, no one wants to feel embarrassed in a group workout class or confused by complicated fitness videos. What you need is something made for your stage of life. Something that understands the unique challenges your body faces and respects your pace. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You just need the right activation, a gentle yet powerful movement that tells your body, we're still in this together. A movement that works with your body, not against it. And if done first thing in the morning, it can reverse some of the damage that's already begun, not in months, but in days. Because once your legs start waking up again, everything changes. Your pace picks up, your knees feel less burdened, your back stands taller, and most importantly, your confidence starts to return, step by step, Stretch by stretch. Now that you understand what's quietly working against you, here's the good news. Your body still wants to help you. It's not too late, in fact. The very fact that you're watching this, that you care, that you're listening, it means the most important part is already happening. You're paying attention. You're choosing to act before it's too far gone. And that matters more than you realize. You see, the body is a beautiful, forgiving machine. Even after months, sometimes even years, of sitting too much or feeling weak in the legs, the body still responds to care. It still listens to motion. And that's the secret. If you speak to your muscles gently, respectfully, and consistently, they'll wake up. They'll remember. And they'll fight for you again. This isn't about joining a gym, lifting heavy weights, or taking endless supplements. It's not about pretending you're 30 again. It's about one small, intentional move that reminds your legs, we still need you. Because as long as you're still breathing, your body is capable of change. And some of the best changes happen with the simplest steps. Think of your muscles like a light switch. When you've been still for a long time, like during sleep, the switch is off. But it doesn't take a dramatic effort to flip it. Just a small nudge. A little morning signal. That's where this powerful, low-impact morning stretch comes in. It's not flashy, it's not exhausting. But it tells your nervous system, your blood vessels, your ligaments and joints, time to wake up, time to move, time to support us. Again, and it's that moment, right when you get out of bed, that matters most. Because what you do in the first 5 minutes of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. A strong, activated start means less pain, better balance, and more control over your steps throughout the day. It also boosts circulation, which helps reduce swelling in the ankles and stiffness in the knees. So often, we wait until pain or fear forces us to act. We wait until the doctor mentions surgery, until we need a walker, until stairs feel like mountains. But you don't have to wait that long. You don't have to let things get worse to prove they were real. The little problems you feel now, the slower movements, the weak knees, the wobbly steps, they are real. And they're fixable. You deserve to feel stable on your feet. You deserve to walk without gripping the railing in fear. You deserve mornings that start with energy, not with groans and gasps. That's not wishful thinking. It's possible. And it begins not with willpower, but with knowledge, with awareness, with small, science-backed actions that fit your body as it is right now. And one of the most powerful actions of all, a stretch you can do in just 1 or 2 minutes every morning. A stretch so gentle it won't overwhelm you, but so effective it sends energy flowing into your legs like water into dry roots. It doesn't require equipment. It doesn't require sweat. All it needs is a bit of space and your willingness to begin. But we won't just tell you to stretch. We'll guide you through it. We'll explain why it works, how it helps, and what to expect. Because when you understand your body, you take back control. And when you feel that control return, even just a little, your confidence begins to rise. And from confidence comes courage. And from courage comes momentum. It's not magic. It's your biology. It's your resilience. It's your second chance waking up with you every single day. Let's talk about that stretch. Not a complicated yoga move or something only athletes do. No, this is a morning movement designed especially for seniors, gentle enough for the most sensitive joints, yet powerful enough to activate the muscles in your thighs, calves, and hips in a way that supports real daily strength. And best of all, you can do it right next to your bed. Imagine this. You've just woken up. The world is quiet. You swing your legs over the side of the bed. Instead of rushing to stand or sitting there feeling stiff and heavy, you take a moment. You breathe in And then you slowly begin this stretch, a simple seated leg extension and hold. You lift your right leg slightly, just a few inches off the floor while sitting upright. Extend it fully. Hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, then gently lower. Repeat with your left. It may sound too basic to matter, but here's why it's incredibly powerful. When you stretch and extend your leg in this way, especially after hours of sleep, you activate what are called your quadriceps, the front thigh muscles responsible for standing, walking, and stabilizing your knees. These muscles are often the first to weaken with age, especially in people over 60. And when they go quiet, your balance suffers. Your knees buckle more easily. You find yourself gripping furniture to stand, hesitating on stairs, or dreading long walks. But by targeting them directly, with something as straightforward as this stretch, you wake them up. You remind them they're still needed. What makes this stretch so effective is not just the movement, but the timing. Doing it first thing in the morning taps into your body's natural rhythm. At this time, circulation is low, joints are cold, and muscles are tight. That's why so many people feel stiff when getting out of bed. But when you introduce gentle movement in those first moments, you kickstart blood flow, warm the joints, and signal the nervous system to prepare for motion. It's like warming up a car on a winter morning before driving. It makes everything run smoother and safer. Over time, just 2 minutes a day of this consistent morning activation builds what's called neuromuscular efficiency. That means your brain and muscles communicate better. Your body becomes faster at catching you when you stumble, quicker to react if you trip, and more stable when you rise from a chair. This doesn't just rebuild muscle. It restores confidence. And that's the real goal here. Because muscle without confidence is still fear. But even small strength with real confidence becomes freedom. Now here's a beautiful truth. Even if you've lost muscle over the years, your body remembers. It can rebuild. This stretch acts as a muscle memory trigger. It's gentle resistance. It doesn't overexert, but it tells your body to start regenerating strength in areas that matter most to your independence. Think of it like whispering encouragement to your legs every morning, and over time, those whispers become commands. Your legs listen. They grow stronger. Some seniors worry that starting even this might be too much, that they're too far gone. But that's simply not true. This isn't about bending like a gymnast or working out like you're 30 again. This is about using science to meet your body where it is. And this stretch meets you. Whether you're recovering from a fall, dealing with arthritis, or just tired of feeling weak in the morning, it's designed to help you reawaken your legs, safely and gently. So tomorrow morning, give yourself the gift of 2 quiet minutes. Don't rush. Don't worry if it's perfect. Just sit, breathe, extend, hold, and release. Let your body feel what it's like to move with purpose again. Let that first motion of the day be one that carries strength into every step that follows. If you've ever felt like you're the only one struggling to get up in the morning, if you've ever gripped the sides of your bed or leaned hard on a cane just to stand, please know this: you are not alone. Right now, there are thousands of people watching this video who feel exactly like you do. And just like you, they're looking for answers, for comfort, and for a bit of hope. That stretch we just discussed might seem small, but for someone who has been losing strength for years, it could be the beginning of a major turning point. That's why we created this video, not just to give tips, but to build a community, a space where you feel seen, supported, and informed. Because we believe every senior deserves the chance to walk with confidence, climb stairs without fear, and enjoy the freedom of movement, even into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. The truth is, you've spent decades caring for others, carrying the weight of families, responsibilities, and work. Now it's time someone cared for you with science-backed, Advice and heartfelt encouragement. So if this video speaks to you, if you found even one sentence that made you pause and say, "That's me," then please take a moment to like button so we know this message matters to you. It's a small action, but it tells us we're reaching the right people. It tells the algorithm that seniors like you deserve to be prioritized. And that matters deeply to us. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. We don't just post random health tips. Every video is crafted with intention for people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. We cover topics your doctor might not have time to explain. We translate medical research into plain language. And most importantly, we listen. Your comments help shape the next videos. Your experiences guide the stories we tell. And here's something simple you can do right now. Scroll down to the comment section and type in the word stretch. That one word tells us that you're part of this growing family of seniors who are choosing to take back their strength one morning at a time. And if you've already tried this stretch before, let us know how it went. Share your experience. There's someone out there reading who might find the courage to begin just because you spoke up. If you're still unsure about starting, maybe you've got bad knees or a stiff back, or you're afraid it won't help, don't worry. The best way to overcome fear is with support. And that's what this channel is here to provide. You don't have to commit to an hour-long workout. You don't need expensive equipment. Just a few moments each morning, some honest information, and a little bit of belief in yourself. Every view, every comment, and every like helps. This message spread further. It helps someone else's mother, grandfather, or neighbor discover that they're not broken, they're just in need of guidance. And maybe that guidance starts here, with you. So again, if you believe seniors deserve better than pain and stiffness, if you believe you deserve more than slow decline, let your voice be heard. Click like, hit subscribe, drop a stretch below, and let's rebuild strength together. One morning and one muscle at a time. Now that we've covered how a single stretch can start rebuilding your strength, let's talk about something equally important: what you put into your body and the little habits that either help or hinder that progress. You see, no stretch, no matter how powerful, can fully work its magic if it's not supported by the right fuel and the right daily rhythms. Think of your morning stretch as a seed strong, full of potential, but it needs nourishment from the inside to truly take root and bloom. Let's start with protein. As you age, your body becomes less efficient at using protein to repair and build muscle. That means the same breakfast you had 10 years ago might not cut it today. One of the most supportive habits for seniors rebuilding strength is having a protein-rich breakfast within 1 hour of waking. Whether it's a boiled egg, a small bowl of Greek yogurt, or even a scoop of plant-based protein blended into your morning tea or smoothie, it primes your muscles for repair. It says to your body, we're building today. Get ready. And when paired with a stretch that activates the legs, you're giving your muscles the signal and the supplies to grow stronger. Another habit that often gets overlooked is hydration, specifically warm water, first thing in the morning. It might sound too simple to matter, but dehydration is a silent culprit behind stiffness, poor circulation, and fatigue. Drinking 1 glass of warm water with a pinch of Himalayan salt and a squeeze of lemon can gently wake up your digestive system, improve nutrient absorption, and reduce the kind of tightness that makes moving your legs feel like dragging weights. Over time, better hydration leads to better flexibility, better stamina, and fewer nighttime leg cramps. Now let's talk about magnesium. Most people think of magnesium as a sleep aid, and yes, it helps with rest, but for seniors focused on leg strength, it plays a much bigger role. Magnesium supports muscle contraction and relaxation. Without enough of it, you're more prone to twitches, spasms, and that heavy, dead weight feeling in the legs. One small but powerful habit is adding magnesium-rich foods to your dinner. Think sautéed spinach, pumpkin seeds, or a banana before bed. Or talk to your doctor about a low-dose magnesium supplement taken in the evening. You might find your mornings feel looser, lighter, and more prepared for that empowering stretch. Let's not forget the power of sunlight. A short 5-minute walk outside after your morning stretch, even if it's just to the end of the driveway and back, can elevate your vitamin D levels, which helps with calcium absorption and muscle function. And even beyond the biology, that moment outdoors reconnects you to something bigger. It reminds you that your body is still capable of moving through space with purpose, of warming itself under the sun's glow, of starting the day on its own. Turns, and finally, consistency. Nothing works without consistency. Not a stretch, not a supplement, not even the most nutritious food. But don't let that overwhelm you. Think of it this way. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to do one small thing regularly. That stretch paired with a solid breakfast, a glass of warm water, and a few moments of stillness before the rush of the day, that's more powerful than you realize. That's a routine. That's momentum. That's the beginning of strength returning. So now, when you wake up, tomorrow, imagine your muscles already waiting, warmed by last night's magnesium-rich dinner, hydrated by that glass of lemon water, fueled by the eggs you're about to eat, and truly ready for the stretch that starts it all. Made it this far, and that says a lot about your heart, your curiosity, and your commitment to yourself. The truth is, many people your age are quietly struggling with the weight of stiffness that sets in the moment they rise from bed, with the frustration of feeling slower, weaker, or less steady than they used to be. But not you. You're here, you've listened, and maybe, for the first time in a long time, you believe there's still something you can do to feel strong again. Not 10 years ago, not in some distant future, but now starting tomorrow morning. That's the gift of what we've explored today. It's not a gym membership. It's not an expensive machine. It's not a pill. It's one stretch, one move, one commitment to rise each day with your health in mind. And behind that one stretch are layers of support foods that fuel you, habits that restore you, and a quiet but powerful decision to treat your body like something worth protecting, worth strengthening, worth trusting again. Yes, aging brings change. It brings aches that weren't there before, stairs that seem taller than they used to, chairs that feel harder to rise from. But it also brings wisdom. It brings the knowledge that small steps lead to big shifts. That listening to your body is one of the bravest things you can do. That strength isn't about muscle alone. It's about persistence. It's about not giving up when you're tired. It's about choosing to show up, stretch, breathe, eat, and move, even when no one's watching, even when the mirror doesn't. Change overnight, even when others think it's too late. Because deep down, you know, it's not. And let me say this clearly, you still have time. You still have days ahead of you to feel lighter in your step, steadier in your balance, more confident walking down the hall or across the parking lot. Your legs don't just carry your body. They carry your freedom. The freedom to go to the grocery store on your own. The freedom to bend down and pick something up without fear. The freedom to take a walk with your grandchild. These are not small victories. These are everything. So if something in this video spoke to you, if a phrase stuck with you, or a feeling stirred something inside, don't let it go. Act on it. Try the stretch tomorrow. Prepare that nourishing breakfast. Sip that warm glass of water. Step outside into the sun. It might feel like a whisper of change at first, but whispers become momentum, and momentum becomes transformation. And before you go, I have one small request. If this message resonated with you, would you share what you learned in the comments? Your words could help another senior who's feeling alone in their journey. And if you'd like to keep learning ways to protect your independence, improve your strength, and feel good in your own body again, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It tells us that you're ready for more, and it helps this message reach others who need it. Your body is not broken. Your legs are not too far gone. You are not past the point of change. The road to strength is still open to you. And it begins not with running, not with climbing, but with a single, quiet stretch. A stretch that tells your body, I'm still here, I still care, and I'm not done yet, so go ahead. Set your morning alarm just 10 minutes earlier. Lay out a towel on the floor. And tomorrow, when the world is just waking up, meet your strength where it begins, within you. Your legs carry your freedom, protect them.